Hey guys, hey, welcome back to another episode of Carl's Garage, brought to you by Straight Outta Content. And today we're going to be doing something normal, regular maintenance on your car. Today we're gonna be doing brake pads. I'm gonna be doing brake pads, front brake pads on my wife's 2016 Toyota Corolla. As you notice, my face is kind of super sweaty right now because I had a small issue with one of the lug nuts. We got brand new tires all around the car and we got it done at a local tire shop, definitely not professional tire shop. You know, you just bring in your tires, they swap them for you, and they really messed up one of our lug nuts. So let's go ahead and look at that. See this difference? See this difference? Look at that. Look at that. This is the normal, and this is where they stripped it. This is all even. There's a ridge right here, so I'm not going to put this one back. Yeah, so as you can see there, they really jacked up one of my lug nuts. To be safe, I can't put that lug nut back. I still have 4 good ones. The tire will be safe. Definitely gonna, torque them down and everything. But moving forward, if that ever happens to you, then if you don't have an opportunity to go back and get the stud replaced, then you probably want to take it to somebody and get the stud replaced. I have a great mechanic, family mechanic, who does a lot of work. So when he does the rear drum brakes on this car, because this 2016 Toyota Corolla model does not come with 4 disc brakes. It's disc brakes in the front, 2 disc brakes in the front, and 2 drum brakes in the back. When he does the rear drum brakes, I'll also have him buy the studs off of probably Rock Auto, and then I'll have him replace the studs in the front. Yeah, see, I got sweat going into my eye. So guys, let's go ahead and get into the video. Okay guys, the tools required to do this brake job are, of course, brake pads. I like to choose ceramic brake pads. I don't like any metallic in my brake pads. Semi-metallic brake pads, I'm not a fan of those. Those tend to be a lot louder and squeak a lot more than ceramic brake pads. I would have went with AutoZone's Gold or their new premium pad that's even above gold. I would have went with that, but they didn't have that in hand or on stock, so I decided to go with these because these are full ceramic. You're also going to need a socket or a wrench that is with a 14 millimeter socket or 14 millimeter wrench. This tool right here is extremely important. That is the most important tool. You cannot do this brake job. Well, you probably can do this brake job without this caliper pusher tool. This is going to push the piston back in. Some people like to use huge pliers. I'm not a fan of that. I like to do this way I don't mess up the system and I don't have to take the cap off of the brake fluid reservoir. Okay, we also have some brake lubricant. This is going to be put on the back of these pads, even though this box might come with it, I'm not sure, but we're going to use this on the back of these pads so that we can prevent as much squeaking and brake dust as possible. And then we have here our regular brake cleaner. We're going to use this to clean up the brake caliper and make sure everything's nice and clean, and we'll do that with the rag. Okay, let's go ahead and get into the video. Okay, so the first thing that I like to do whenever I'm doing my brake pads and not the whole brake rotor is I just like to check the rotor, make sure there's no grooves or anything in the rotor. It's okay that I have gloves on. You know, there's a little bit of oil in my fingers, but it's not going to damage the rotor. So these rotors are still really good. There's nothing wrong with them. The only thing that's wrong is the stud. Like I said, I will not be putting this lug nut back. I will eventually have it replaced. That's the thing that you should do, is have it replaced. But yeah, my rotors are really good. So let's go ahead and clean up this area. I like to clean it up and then I like to remove it and then clean it up a little further. Notice it dries up really fast. But just a quick little wipe off. Get all that brake dust off. Luckily, these pads that we have on here now, obviously, they don't produce a lot of brake dust, so that's really good. Okay, So we want to take our socket and our ratchet, and we want to make sure the 14 millimeter is on there. And then let's go ahead and remove this bolt. And then there's another 14 millimeter bolt down at the bottom. That one was very easy. Let's move the one at the bottom. Let's remove the one at the bottom. Okay. Once you get them undone, you can remove them by hand. Okay. This one's a little tighter. By the way, I have my car jacked up with jack stands and a jack, and actually have the tires underneath the car for extra precaution. So this way the car doesn't roll or anything like that. And yeah, you just want to be very careful whenever doing this. I'm just going to show you one side because you can repeat the process on the other side. There we go. Now, this step right here is extremely important because we don't have any zip ties or anything. So what you don't want to do is remove this caliper holder. Remove this pad holder and just let it hang. That will completely mess up your brake system. What you want to do is find somewhere to hang it. I like to hang it up here on the spring. This right here is where I like to hang it, and I can show you how I do that. Remove it. It is going to be a little heavy. And you can hang it right there. Now, I'm not going to be doing too much moving on the, it's not going to take me a lot to remove these, so this shouldn't shake, and this thing up here should not shake and fall down. I should be able to remove these and then pull this back down, and then that's where we will show you how to push in the brake caliper piston. Let's go ahead and remove these old pads. You always want to inspect your old pads. Make sure there's no wear, any foreign wear. They look pretty even. So you always want to look for even wear. Yep. You don't want to look for this side lower than the other. So, yeah, these are actually still a little bit of meat on them, but compared to the new ones, we can put that one back on the new one. But compared to the, yeah, see, they put a lot of grease on it. So yeah, these don't squeak. But compared to the new pads, look at all that meat compared, So you definitely want to go with new pads. It already comes with the shim on the back. I will probably put this, the one that came with the factory, I'll put that on here as well with some brake lube. With some brake lubrication. So let's go ahead and do that. Also, whenever you get a new pad from a manufacturer, from a store, you also want to check that out as well. So we're just going to make sure these pads don't have any defects from the factory or anything like that. And they don't. So let's go ahead and start applying the brake lubrication on the back. Okay, so what's kind of unique about these old Toyota pads, they came with two shims. I assume that they, maybe in the past, they might have had a squeaking issue, so they decided to put two shims on their pads. So how you know which shim goes where? This one looks like the piston. So this one needs to be on the outside. This one right here needs to be on the outside. Like that. Then they all need to clip on together. There we go. See? So that's how they need to go. I'm gonna go ahead and lube them all up and then reassemble them, and then we'll go ahead and put them on the car. Just need about a dot. Just about that much on the first layer. Spread it all out, all around. Okay, that sticks on there. Stick a little more on there. Again, you're not looking for perfection. You're just looking to get it on there. And that one goes on there last. And now it definitely doesn't want to move because of the grease that's on there. And this is the most important part, because this is where the actual piston is going to be coming in contact with this plate right here. So you definitely want the lubrication and the grease on this piece to keep those pads quiet. You don't want them squeaking. Okay, so let's go ahead and install it. Okay, so this is the hardware, and this is where the piston is actually going. The brake pads are going to slide in and out of like that. So what a little trick is, you just stick a little lube on your finger like that and get it in there. And do the same thing on all four. These aren't removing as easy as some brake hardware pieces, so that's fine. If yours remove easy and come off, that's fine. And then we get the back. If not, if they're like this and they're just on there, then just go ahead and do what I'm doing. Try this trick, and just as long as you put some lubrication in there, you're fine. Okay. So that's the rear pad. Let's go ahead and put this one in now that we have our hardware pieces already nice and lubed up. Okay, that one's in there. Okay, now here comes the most important part, pushing in the caliper piston. So a trick that you want to use in order to push in this caliper piston, because it's out right now, this will not fit over the brand new pads because the brand new pads are so thick. So we need to push this caliper piston in. The trick to do that is take an old pad, stick it in there, however way you want. I like it like that. Take your caliper piston tool. Make sure that the curved part is facing up. This part is facing up. Adjust it so it slides down. Okay. Once you get it in there like that, very slowly. This works on both sides, so don't think that just because you're doing it on one side, it's not going to work on the other. It works on both sides. And you just turn it to the right very slowly. As long as you turn it slowly, you will start to see the piston go on back to its home. We're going to see very slowly. Sometimes I like to push it because this is still a pressurized system. You know, there's no, this way you don't have to worry about air bubbles or anything like that. You just push it back. That's what this tool was designed for. You don't have to go and take off the cap of the brake fluid reservoir. You don't have to do any of that. This tool pushes everything. And see, it distributes the pressure very evenly because you're using the old brake pad. See, it's going back. Just turn it very slowly. This is the most important part of doing a brake job. Now, again, I'm probably going a lot slower than, major mechanics, but hey, I'm assuming that regular dads and moms and regular people are watching this. So I want to teach you and show you the best way. Because God forbid you push this and it was too fast and you broke something, then you're going to be blaming Carl's Garage that I told you to do something that you wasn't supposed to do. So let's not do that, okay? So I'm just going extremely slow. You see I'll stop, but it's going extremely easy. Make sure also you do not have the emergency brake on. Some people do leave the emergency brake on when doing this. I don't, because I'm extremely safe with my car. I chuck the wheels in the back so that it doesn't roll back, and I put the wheels that I take off, I put those underneath the car as well. So this way, if anything happens, God forbid, at least the car will fall on the rims. Okay, just keep turning it. Just keep turning it, and you will see it get flush. Now I can probably put this on there now because I'm able to turn it very easy. But we want to get it flush, which it is about now, and it'll stop because this pad is going to hit this metal right here, and then it's just going to stop itself. But I think that right there is good. We're going to go back, take this out. See? Flush. Now, it created some brake dust, so you definitely want to clean that all up. Let's go ahead and spray that out. Clean that out. Okay. Okay, clean that out. Now me personally, I like to put a little bit of lube right here on the ring because this is what's gonna be touching the back of the pad. I like to put some brake lube here. Because that's what's going to be pushing on the back of the pad. Okay. And I like to put some brake lube here. All in there, because that's what's going to be in contact with the pad. Okay. And put some in here. Doesn't hurt it. Okay, great. Now it's time to reinstall this. Okay, so we're gonna take our brake caliper very gently, slide it over the new pads. Sometimes you might have to push these things in. Be very careful. You know, it's sometimes it might not go as easy as planned, but just work with it. I can't see the bottom one, so I'm going to start the top one. I'm going to start the top bolt, so this way it'll line it up, and then the bottom one will go in very easy. Okay. So once you get them all hand tightened in, you want to take your ratchet and tighten them up. It's nice and tight right there. There you go. Okay. That is how you put brake pads on a 2016 Toyota Corolla. Okay guys, hey, I'm back. We are actually done with the car. Let's go ahead and show you the wheels. Yes, those are the wheels, they're on. Sorry, it's getting kind of dark outside. That's the other wheel. Both pads are on the car. Nice and neat. So after I do any brake job, the thing that I like to do next is test drive it. So what you want to do is you want to drive to a decent speed, about 20, 30 miles per hour, then you want to slam on the brakes. This is something that I learned while working at Firestone and a few other auto mechanic places. So let's go ahead, jump into the car. Let's test the braking and let's make sure that everything is good. Let's go ahead and do that. Okay guys, we're back in the car now. So the first thing that you want to do when you first get in the car, and it makes me laugh, but there are a lot of people who just forget to do this. They just get in their car, push all the way down on the brake, and then they throw it immediately into reverse. You do not want to do that. When you first get into your car, after doing any type of brake work, go ahead and press down on the pedal a few times. The reason why is you push that piston all the way back. So when you first get in the car, the piston doesn't go, doesn't get pushed out and place pressure on the brake pad. It doesn't do that. There's still a decent amount of gap between that piston and that brake pad. So you want to make sure whenever you get in the car, press on the brake pad a little bit, okay? Pump it a little bit. Now we know it's working. Then you want to throw it into gear and just let go and just test it, just see, okay? So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna drive. You're gonna see me drive. I'm gonna try to find an empty area and drive to about 15, 20 miles an hour and then stop hard, okay? Because I really want those pads to seat into those, into the rotors, okay? So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so as you see out there, I need to fix my windshield. As you see out there, I have a stop sign, so I'm gonna get a little bit of speed, about 20 miles per hour, and then halt. Test those brakes out, okay? Back down to 0. Got traffic coming. There's a stop sign over there that I want to get to that I think I can actually try. So we're gonna pull out of here, come to a decent speed, let that person go, because I know they're gonna go. Get up to a decent speed. Yep. Seat those brakes. Okay? That's it. That's really all that you got to do, guys. You don't have to do anything special. You just want to make sure that those brake pads really seat and set in. And yeah, so I'm just going to drive around my neighborhood. It's a beautiful neighborhood, and there's a little park up here, and I'll do a U-turn. But yeah, guys, so again, thank you for tuning in to this video. If you let me go over to the park and do this outro. Okay, guys, so thank you for tuning in to, I'm actually too tall. Thank you for tuning in to another video of Carl's Garage, brought to you by Straight Edit Content. Please make sure that you subscribe and leave comments. And likes or dislike, that also matters too. But what I like about the subscribers that I do have is, I'm able to really talk to you guys. I've helped a lot of people in my Kia engine settlement series. I helped a lot of people in my graphics card series, and now in my automotive series, I'm able to help a lot. I helped, over 10,000 people saw my how to change a side mirror video on my Kia Optima. And I was able to help a lot of people. There are a few disgruntled people, but those people, please comment, criticize my content so that I can continue to make better videos for you. So I just want to take just a minute out of my day. I'm getting ready for this huge fight, for this huge Lomachenko versus Lopez fight, but I just want to take a minute out of my day just to thank all the subscribers that I have and all the viewers who necessarily didn't subscribe, but you still viewed and maybe left a comment, or you just viewed and then just moved on. So I really do appreciate everybody in the YouTube community, and my wife and I, we just want to just continue to make great content for you guys so that you guys can learn and we can help. That's the reason why we have Flash Custom Designs, so that we can help you on creating merchandise and vinyl and stuff like that. So if you're interested in that and you're interested in business, because we make a lot of money from that business, check my wife out over at Flash Custom Designs on Instagram, flashcustomdesigns.com, Flash Custom Designs on YouTube. Okay, and just continue to support. That's all that I can ask. If you're watching this video and you actually get to this end and you're a small YouTuber, please reach out to me. I can help you. I'm growing really fast. Right now, I average about 100 subscribers a week. That's what I'm up to. I'm averaging 100 subscribers a week. I will be to, as of this time, I'm probably like 430, 431 subscribers. By Friday, I will be to 500, and so on and so on and so forth. So again, as you can see, things aren't perfect, but again, I just wanted to take this time out for you guys to say thank you. Thank you for tuning in, and hopefully you like this video. Please leave a comment on what other videos you'd like me to make. And don't forget to stay safe. Stay basic. That stands for business, automotive, sports, investing, and creating. Be safe.